Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Polt and Elazer on Dusk Towers. In the bottom side of the map we have the red Terran player, it is Polt. And in the top side of the map we have the blue Zerg player, it is Elazer. Both of these players have made very good showings on the channel recently. Over the last week or so, Elazer showing some good skills both against Protoss and Terran, and Polt is being the terror he usually is in all matchups in StarCraft 2. Yes, I broadcast some losses from him recently. If you haven't seen those, check them out. I actually did a sneaky cast where I cast 3 straight Polt losses to Zerg just because I was kind of, I don't know, I kind of wanted to disprove the theory that Polt was an unbeatable god. And it worked. It worked. 3 straight Polt losses, man, from Katowice 2016 that you just don't see because they were fairly quick games. They were about 10 minutes or under. And Polt just got beat by like Roach Ravager attacks and some Hydra play as well. And in the end, that was it for him. So, again, he's not totally unbeatable, but he's still very, very good. And Elazer will have his hands full with this matchup for sure. Again, another quick plug for my book if you haven't seen it already. There's a link in the description here to Amazon. You can read it on your Kindle or the Kindle app, both a free app on iOS and Android. And yeah, just check it out. I would appreciate it if you'd give it a read if you are so inclined, and give me a fair review on Amazon as well. It would really make my day. For those of you who have already bought it, I appreciate it. I really do love the support, and I love you all very much. So Reaper expand here from Polt. There's the expand part of it, and here's the Reaper part of that. Spawning pool. Just about to finish here. Elazer will be just fine. The Reaper shouldn't do any damage whatsoever to him. A good Zerg player is very good at making sure that doesn't happen. Hatchery gonna pop up here in just a few seconds for Elazer, spreading that creep and allowing the Lings to get that speed bonus that they need when fighting against the evil sneaky Reapers. Bloop. There it goes, and there goes the Queen. Look at the timings for Elazer. He is really on top of stuff right now. But here comes our Reaper. As is tradition on the channel, we will name our Reaper Roger. It's Roger the Reaper, everybody. He has also left the prison. They strapped a suit on him, said, go check out the Zerg. If you don't do that, we will execute you in the electric chair. So we said, this just seems like a better deal. So we're going to go ahead and try to kill some of these Lings. KD8 charging the drones, knocking 2 of them. Actually, so what this is about is doing as much damage as you can before the Queens pop. Because once those Queens pop, it's bad news, and there it is. Oh, the Queen pops out. Can he get a drone? No, what a save. What a save by Elazer, keeping that drone alive, making him into a Spore Crawler temporarily. These Lings do not have speed yet, but Queens are so scary. Roger the Reaper down to 10 hit points and heading on out here to get repaired by his combat drugs that he was given before he left the prison. It says, here, if you're going to die, use these magical drugs to heal you back up to full health, and then I want you going back in there and trying to kill the Zerg player. But man, says Roger, they have the Lings almost have speed, and there's Queens there too. Actually, he should sound tougher than that. Yeah, I'll get right in there. I'll get right on that. But really, he's not. He's going to head on out to do other things with his life, like possibly take up painting. Because, man, Speedlings and Queens are his absolute worst nightmare. Roaches, also a problem. But either way, he knows speed is just about to finish. It's time to head on home. Roger the Reaper calls it a mission well done. He'll continue to scout, but he really shouldn't get anywhere near the main base or he will instantly die. Which, again, might be the wish of the prison warden, but Roger himself wants to stay alive as long as as long as Terranly possible. 6 drones on the way at the same time for Elazer. It's 36 to 30 total harvesters. Third base now up and running. Third Queen on the way for Elazer as well. Double pumping Queens. He wants a couple extra Queens out, I assume for creep and for base defense. Roger the Reaper, be so careful. These Queens want to kill you. All right, still alive. Still alive. We're going to keep him selected down here for the time being. Here comes the drop for Polt, though. Heading on out. He is known for his aggression. And here comes is that a Widowmine in there? It is a Widowmine in there. So, Widowmine and a bunch of Marines trying to pop up and do some damage. Is there anything to... Oh, Spore Crawler. Perfect Spore Crawler placement here as well. Going to go ahead and be able to see that Widowmine. Roger. No! Roger! Roger, we hardly knew you. Alright, Roger's dead. I think he got a single Ling kill, which we've seen better. Medevac, heading on up here. These Queens are so ready, though. Look out, Medevac. Are you in range? No, just barely skirting past the attack range of these Queens. This Queen can hit, though. Boost, boost, boost. Lings on top of everything, though. They get the Widowmine. Great take. Getting rid of that Widowmine before it could actually burrow and explode right on top of those drones or the Lings themselves. Trying to find a nice place to land here. is Polt, and it's just not going to work. I think Elazer lost an Overlord somewhere, possibly to a Viking, possibly to this Viking. Yep. Enough to supply block him temporarily, which is super duper annoying, but look how patient Polt is. He's not landing just because. He's not landing because his plan was to land. He's actually checking for a base here to kill. He is just moseying around, forcing Elazer to keep his attention on anything but attacking him as he's trying to land his third base, and it's pretty vulnerable right now. There's only a few Marines here to defend against it. But as long as Elazer is focused solely on what is happening here at his front door, then Polt should be fine in getting that third base. Queen going to try to stab away at that medevac. The Lynx should deal with the Marines fairly handily, but the medevac picks them up and runs away with them, as is her prerogative. Vikings look cool, man. Anyway, high ground here. Some good shenanigans by Polt. Just a little bit, some harassment. Shooting down at Lynx, who are running all over the place, actually. They're doing a quick, big old scout of the whole base, checking for this third base, and he went like 80% of the way there. There it is. He made it. He does see the base. A big old attack happening. Queens really want to get that medevac, taking it down to orange health. Not quite down to red, but this base up and running. It is now 54 to 60 total workers. Elazer has the lead. He's going for a fourth base here, too. Oh, but Elazer wants, Polt really wants to kill that thing, but he just keeps losing health on the medevac, which makes it more and more difficult with every passing second. Lynx checking for a fourth base here. They don't see one. Have a Ling on the high ground, checking this base as well. Nothing to worry about there. The drops, though, the medevac's unloading and loading on this location. Medevac down to 38 hit points. And yeah, the roaches are now out. Infestation Pit on the way. +1/+1 for his ground carapace and his melee attack. So Elazer going for ultras here, which we've seen cause Zerg problems lately on the channel of Falcon Paladin. And we'll have to see what Elazer can do to make those things work. Polt should be ready for it. I really haven't seen Polt have too much trouble with ultras at all in Legacy of the Void. So I'm not expecting that to give him any fits. Boosting on up here, there are a lot of roaches and Spore Crawler here though too. Roach Ling's not going to happen. Bad place Polt, and he does run. He does run for it. A Ling run by, taking out quite a few SCVs. 7 SCVs and a Marine before they finally get cleaned out though. Nicely worked there. Few more Marines die here. And Elazer's base defense has been pretty darn good. 66 to 56 Harvesters here at the 7.5 minute mark. Another Marine dies. Another group of Marines die. Ravagers getting morphed on in here too. 4 Infestors on the way and a Hive. A sub 8 minute Hive being morphed and transformed by Elazer. Great wall of supply depots being built right here for Polt. Very smart move. It really does a great job at making sure that Ling run-bys just aren't a thing as long as you keep the supply depots up. And here comes a push right up the middle rather, from Polt. Not the midder, it's actually the middle is the correct pronunciation of that word. I'm not sure how many of you knew that. +1/+1 for the Marines, and not actually going for many upgrades here. The Lings get a nice surround on the Marines there. Corrosive Biles landing. Infestors really want to fungal these guys so bad, but Polt is not fully engaging quite yet. Corrosive Biles landing harmlessly on the ground, or possibly on that creep. Yeah, Infestors are just begging those Marines to come up this ramp. The Widowmine's begging everything to come down the ramp, is what that guy is all about. Ultralisk Cavern now on the way. Called it. Elazer going for the Ultras. Getting Adrenal Glands for his Lings here too. He's looking very, very good. Queens from the high ground trying to stab things away. They really should be focusing down the medevacs here. And here it is coming down the ramp. Corrosive Bile, the Fungal Bile, getting rid of 2 medevacs. Great play by Elazer. Just absolutely pro level, which is not much of a surprise. Another attempt to drop up here by Polt is not being babysat as well, and it's getting absolutely shut down here. Just completely shut down. Fungal Bile on yet another medevac. That's it. A big fungal on a big group of Marines. A lot of them are going to die, but reinforcing units come right on in. The Ravagers are caught off, creep a little bit. Infestors need to run so fast. So far, so fast. No, every Infestor is going to die, and they do. What a pickup by Polt. Locking down those Infestors. All that's here to defend are some Ravagers and some Lings. Very low on health here, but hitting pretty darn hard are the Marines. +2/+2 on the way. Not quite there yet. These are not as scary as they could be. Not as scary as we usually see from Polt. I'm not sure what he's worried about, but forcing a pickup and a runaway. Once again, no Fungal Bile available as all of those Infestors died. That was such a huge deal. Nice Widowmine shot, though. 16 kills on that Widowmine. Getting destroyed by a couple Corrosive Biles. Resources lost fairly even, about 6,000 to 6,000. Another base on the way for Elazer, and Polt still hasn't taken his 4th, which I'm worried about if I'm a Polt fan. Lings coming in from the backside. Good wraparound here. Roaches and the Lings with the +2/+2 doing so well against those Marines. The +2/+2 Marines against +1/+1 +2/+2 Lings against +1/+1 Marines do pretty well, as we can see here. They don't die very easy. They can actually take down Marines that are being healed by medevacs. Look at these guys go. Such efficiency with the Lings. Coming up here again, the Ultras getting right on top of everything, but taking shots too. Closer bios landing and dodged fairly ably there. And the Infestors, the loss of Infestors here is kind of a big deal for Elazer. If he could hold these units in place and bring his Ultras to bear, he could actually clear this out pretty darn easily. But as it stands, the kiting by Polt is epic and very good, as we have come to learn all the time. Empty medevacs heading up in a bit of a bluff for Polt, allowing his units to head on back home. Couple Lings do manage to get inside despite the supply depot wall here, which is not actually a full wall. More and more SCVs dying. 16 workers killed by Elazer. It's now 77-53 total supply. Polt, have we seen him lose a straight macro game against Zerg before? I don't know. I don't know if we have, but this might be it. There's a Nidus Worm that just popped. Did it pop? I thought I heard it. I saw it under construction, and I don't know where it is. Units, here it is. Right at the front, there are some Ultras inside. I don't know where he's planning on popping that, but this base is going to fall absolutely. The stim way too much. And the boost up and the run. There are some Corruptors on the way for Elazer. He wants to get rid of those medevacs if he can, as this drop play by Polt has been not devastating, but it's been pretty darn good here. Another drop into the main base while the army is out of position for Elazer. This could prove to be very difficult for our Zerg player to handle. Here comes the drop, the +2/+2 on the Marines and the Marauders. Corruptor getting burned down from the sky here too. And no, actually getting the medevac Spore Crawlers, getting some work in too. Another medevac dies. A lot of these units are now trapped. They're getting rid of the Spore Crawler, or the spawning pool. They're getting rid of this hatchery. That is not the hive. Actually, where's the hive? Back here. Smart. Smart enough. Broodlings trying to deal with this. These guys are now completely trapped except for one medevac worth. Everybody else is going to die. Another hatch is falling down here, continuing to push his Polt, but the Nidus Worm is real. Nidus Worm in the main base here. Marines and Marauders very low on health, but running for their own lives and streaming out here. Our Lings, our Ultras, but there is a defense here with Liberators set up too. A lot of dead drones, but Elazer does manage to barely stabilize, having lost this base and this base. And the Ultra is doing fairly well in this scenario, considering they do have 7 armor, taking a lot of bio with them, but getting melted as well, mostly, and thanks to these Liberators doing a lot of damage with Defender mode, considering they have +1. 159 to 151 total supply in favor of Elazer. Armor supply 92 to 99. Polt up on that one. Has the lower worker count, but the bigger army count, and that's really what can matter a lot here in the next couple of minutes. Pushing up with almost straight Ultra. He has not tried to replace those Infestors, which I think is a bit of a mistake. Corrosive Biles trying to land. They do get a Liberator. They weaken it at the very least, but not really committing here. Continuing to get Corruptors, which seems like a good choice. And now all over the place with the Ultras. Again, the kiting. Insane for Polt. Yes, every time there's a swipe, a lot of units are dying here, but they're not allowing many swipes, which is kind of the goal. Ultras ravaging this 4th base, though. So many dead SCVs. And the Orbital Command might die here, too. The Liberator Defender mode circles are not adequately placed. There they are. Now they are adequately placed to deal with this. And the Ultras do manage to head home. One dying in a fiery ball of death. Another drop up here. One single Ultra, a Queen, and a Corruptor trying to deal with this. This is more dead drones that Polt is managing to pull off here. Can he kill the medevacs? Nope, can't do it. Another hatch falls. Another hatch falls for Elazer. This game is absolutely bonkers. Ladies and gents, income tab 41 to 59 harvesters. Both players have killed over 35 workers, 36 and 41 respectively. Corruptors do snipe down one medevac. Can they get this one as well? The boost is going to have to wear off eventually. And it does, but the Corruptors lose interest before then. Overlord scouting things out, seeing what's going on. This base up and running for Polt. Once again, he did not lose the Orbital Command, which is the big deal, and his drop play has really kept him in this game. I think if he hadn't been able to manage to snipe down so many hatcheries, Elazer might have just overwhelmed him by now. But long-distance mining are some of Elazer's drones. He might as well transfer some down here. This isn't fully saturated or anything, but I don't know. I guess there's a lot of other stuff going on. APM for these players, over 400 for Elazer, and over 300 from Polt, which is about what we've come to expect from these guys. Very low on health medevac boosting on up here, providing some support to these Marines and these Marauders that finally, no, they still have +2/+2. Polt, why do you not have +3/+3 yet? This is nuts. Corruptors, again, forcing a boost off and a full retreat here. Is Polt going to win this thing without ghosts? I just realized he doesn't have a Ghost Academy. Oh, he does. I'm a giant liar. Ghost Academy there. Does he have any ghosts, though? No, he's not. Doesn't have any ghosts, and he's not making any ghosts either. So here we go. He's going Liberator only, taking down the sensor tower, just walking right past the circles as best the Ultras are able to do, forcing a full liftoff again on that base. The longer you stay in the circles, the worse it is here. Ultras just bypassing everything, though, going into this space, killing more and more SCVs. 15, 16, 17, +3 attack and +8 armor, fully upgraded Ultras. Going to be in your main base sooner rather than later, unless they get sniped down first. And I think they're going to die first, actually. Close. It was close, and now here come the ghosts from Polt. Continued damage here, too. There is an Infestor throwing down infested Terrans. Single Ultra is getting sniped down from above and completely murdered, but 30 SCVs killed. Polt is down to 16 total workers. 16 total workers. All right, so income tab, 58 to 16. Huge discrepancy in income levels for these players, which makes a lot of sense based on what I just told you. So now Elazer, what is he going to do? Ghosts are out. I think Polt needs to win this thing now. And here he comes. A lot of Liberators. Few ghosts. I was going to say a lot of ghosts, but I think there are just 3. Marines and Marauders trying to kill this here base. Not great scouting information by Elazer right now. He doesn't know where this army is. He doesn't see it coming. He's playing completely blind. They're going to show up and pretty much knock this down immediately, which is exactly what Polt needs to do. Good awareness by the Lings, though, recognizing this base is under construction. There's a Liberator hanging on to it, though. A lot of Defender mode circles. There are so many baseballs right here. So many. Just hanging on out, leaving them alone entirely. Corruptors trying to come in from different angles and take them out. And the hatchery does fall, as expected. Broodlings trying to avenge, but there's nothing really to kill here. Corruptor versus Liberator. We've seen this before. Liberator's pretty darn good, man. Good fungal, though. A fungal on the Liberators. All the Corruptors are gone. More and more SCVs are dying. Where the heck are more SCVs dying? I don't know. Either way, the Liberators are completely continuing to run amok here. Defender mode circles taking out Queens, taking out Infestors, just going for it is Elazer. He has Lings. He has Ultras. Never base race a Terran, they say, but he says, I don't care. Right now, Polt is down to 13 total workers. Supply depots being destroyed at will. Fully upgraded Lings are so darn good. Meanwhile, the Liberators are just completely locking down this base, the only mining base that Elazer has. Who's going to come out on top here? So many drones dying, so many SCVs being killed here as well. That orbital command will burn down without anybody to repair it. Going into the main base, there is a Liberator. There are Marines here, but the Marines can't necessarily hang on. Single Liberator with 27 kills trying to hold against this many units inside the main base. It's just not going to happen. Continuing to push here is Polt. More Corruptors on display, but they die so fast. So fast. Those upgrades are good, man. Killing the Overlords. Long distance mining going on here from Elazer, but it's not enough. That base is under assault too. Not going to burn down, though. Not going to burn down. Ultra's still in the main base. Going after reactors, going after tech labs. A pretty darn good target of choice here. This base up and running for Polt. This might be his saving grace. The Liberators paving the way for this small group of Marines and Ghosts taking out the Nidus network. That seems to be their priority right now. Ultralisk with 9 total kills. Taking shots from above by the Liberator. Finally gets out of the circle, just barely, though. And the Lings, walked back on in there. I'm not sure that Elazer was actually paying attention. It is now 5 to 13 workers. 13 workers. And that's it. A GG from Elazer. Elazer is defeated. Polt is victorious. And Terran wins the day. What? Polt was down to 16 workers. Elazer had like 60. And Polt won this game. I mean, I guess maybe Liberators? Liberators good. It explains why they were nerfed recently. As I think I posted a video about this already, but basically Liberators went from doing a lot of damage to everything in the air to just doing extra damage versus light and not as much damage to non-light units like Corruptors. So as you can see, the Corruptors really did not stand a chance against this many Liberators, especially since there really wasn't a high number of Corruptors at all at any given point in the game. Elazer made a lot of them, but I think there were only ever no more than 5 at a time, which is a bit of a problem if you are the Zerg player. So again, this little ragtag crew, ragtag bunch here of Liberators, of Marines, of Ghosts, managed to win the game for Terran. Polt, once again, adds another chapter in his insane book of crazy StarCraft 2 plays and games, because that was nuts. All right. Whew. All right, that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.